After a head-spinning few days at the Capitol on the brink of a federal government shutdown, it's back to business as usual, almost. A threat of an ouster hangs over House Speaker Kevin McCarthy after he reached across the aisle for Democratic votes in order to keep the federal government open. It was a big bipartisan deal, but it now risks Speaker McCarthy's job. First thing Monday morning, Republican Congressman Matt Gaetz arrived at the Capitol as soon as the House opened, and he unleashed a blistering criticism of the House Speaker, and again is threatening to file a motion to vacate the chair, which would mean an immediate vote to try to oust Speaker McCarthy from his job.
I'm sorry. We need to rebuild trust. And so I think we need someone who can connect the most conservative features of our conference to the most moderate features of our conference. Nothing about delaying this process that is being the adult in the room. You know what would...
Mr. Gaetz was critical of Speaker McCarthy's leadership in the shutdown fight. He wants the Speaker to fight harder, to do business in sort of what's called the regular order here on Capitol Hill, with no more of these temporary bills to keep government running. But Mr. Gaetz is also concerned about ongoing support for the war in Ukraine, sending U.S. dollars overseas. It's unclear, however, whether Congressman Gaetz, who's part of a contingent of Republicans who have been highly critical of Speaker McCarthy, has the votes on his side to oust the Speaker.
I'm going to give a speech on the floor right now. You should make sure to take a listen.
Yeah. How confident do you think it's going to pass the votes for?
It would take a majority of the House to get rid of the Speaker, and that's a lot of votes.
I have not spoken to him. You need to start coming to these other ones.
The one over there, because you already told him everything.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy is not shying away at all from this fight. He says, bring it on. Speaker McCarthy arrived at the Capitol Monday. He walked through the halls. He spoke with reporters on the way into the House, on the way out of the House. He even stopped for the cameras. He even did what he often does here at the Capitol, which is stop and talk to tourists and visitors. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy, in fact, seems a bit emboldened after what just happened in his work to keep the government open. He reached across the aisle to Democrats at the risk of his own job, and he seems happy to take on this fight and keep going. So we'll see what happens next, but for now, Speaker McCarthy has the gavel, and his challengers are continuing to hold that threat of an ouster against him.